and I won Grand Prix Jeune Vaudreuil, which was right between, like, during April. It was mid-April, and that was my only win last year. Unfortunately, I definitely felt like I could have got in a couple more, but that was, yeah.
Okay, and when you say you won, I mean, this was a field of how many again?
I think 70 people.
Under 12.
Yes.
And you came out on top. Was it a close finish or did you smash them?
No, I think I won by 6.
By 6. That's not very nice. Give them a chance. Come on, Emile. So, welcome back. Today we're joined by Emile, who's 12 years old and regularly competing in golf tournaments in France, even though he lives here in the UAE. So, welcome, Emile.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
I'll actually be honest, I've been looking forward to this chat for a long time because the way you speak about golf so passionately and in such an educated manner is incredibly impressive. So, looking forward to our chat together. So, why don't we tee off by asking you the following question? How would you describe yourself as a golfer in 3 words?
3 words: fearless,
Oh,
conservative, as well at the same time,
okay.
and strategy.
Okay. Strategic, fearless, and conservative. Goodness me, that's quite the mix. Obviously, it works. Right. So, when did golf first become something that you not only enjoyed but actually decided to really become committed to?
Around I was 8 years old. So originally I played a lot of football, and I didn't quite enjoy golf until I really started to improve at the sport, at the game, and then I really found a love for the game. And then at one point I told my parents I wanted to stop playing football and I wanted to play golf 100%, and I wanted to be the sport that I want to play.
So you started taking it seriously when you were 8. So when did you actually start playing?
Like, I started with plastic clubs around 3 or 4 years old.
Okay. So I mean, the way your brain works, you obviously pick up statistics and things about loads of other sports. I guess. What are the main other sports that you follow apart from golf?
So obviously golf is the number one, and then I watch football, I watch Formula One, and I've just recently started watching UFC.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's quite a mixture. Wow. Okay. Nice. So you compete regularly in France, which obviously is
Yes.
a lot of traveling. So before we get into all the travel, can you tell us about the French Federation tournaments? What a season looks like?
So last year I did around 11 tournaments in France. This year I'm doing around 14 tournaments in France.
Okay.
Now I've moved up into the under 14 age group. Last year I was in under 12. So I turned 13 in April. Currently now I am 12. So moving up to the under 14 category this year will be a challenge because I'll be playing against kids who are a year older and are a lot bigger and stronger than me, and obviously have a lot of experience of playing in this category. And in France, the age groups, they go up every 2 years. So I started in under 10s and then under 12s and now under 14s.
Okay. Well, so you'll have a couple of years in under 14 then. Okay.
Yes.
Well, yeah. So I believe you're affiliated with a club in France.
Yes.
Remind me of the name and how did you become affiliated with
So it's called Golf de Nîmes Vacron.
Okay.
So basically, it's in Nîmes. That's where all my family lives. So I have my grandparents that live there. I have my aunt, my cousins, all of my family live there. And whenever I go back to France, I always try and go see my family, and that's where I practice when I'm not competing in France. So that's where I'm affiliated.
Okay, so your first language is French.
It's English. My first language is English.
I mean, English is perfect, but
I've always lived abroad, so.
Okay, you're totally bilingual though,
yeah. Trilingual.
Trilingual. What's the third one?
Thai. My mother is Thai, so I speak French, Thai, and English.
So, like everything else, you have a mixture. Okay, it's working. Whatever it is, it's working. So, in terms of competing in these tournaments, I think you told me 50 to 100 in a field. Is that right?
Yes.
And what's that like?
I always try and think that I'm playing this event because I can compete with the best. I can compete with, there's always names that people say they're the favorites, and you never want to say that you're intimidated by them. It's important to say that I can beat them and I can play as good as they can. Because you obviously want to have all the confidence on your side and not to be thinking that somebody's going to beat you before anything started. Especially golf is such an unpredictable game. Somebody can play a really good round of golf, whereas the favorite of the tournament can, have a bad day, and then now someone that no one really knows is out in front, and good players are chasing from behind. So golf is a really unpredictable sport.
Yeah, it's a strange one because it's so individual, but it's very easy to get caught up in what's going on around you.
Yeah.
So you have to be in your bubble, I guess. And we'll talk more about the mental side in a moment. But maybe you can talk a little bit about your some of your results. Like, what are your proudest achievements?
So last year, so in France we have in the under 12 division we have 3 different majors, just like in professional golf we have 3 majors, and under 14 we'll have 4. So last year I was the only player in the French Federation to do a podium more than once in the majors. So I did 2 podiums out of the 3 majors, and coming in second place and in third place.
Wow.
One of the majors were at my home club, so that helped a bit.
Okay.
A bit of knowledge on the golf course. And I won a Grand Prix Jeune Vaudreuil, which was right between, like during April, it was mid-April, and that was my only win last year. Unfortunately, I definitely felt like I could have got in a couple more, but that was, yeah.
Okay, and when you say you won, I mean, this was a field of how many again?
I think 70 people.
Under 12.
Yes.
And you came out on top. Was it a close finish or did you smash them?
No, I think I won by 6.
By 6? That's not very nice. Give them a chance. Come on, Emile. That's amazing. So, yeah, I've actually got a question I'm going to ask you later in the rapid fire about something along those lines, but I'll keep that a secret. So, in terms of training, um, training and preparation sounds pretty serious for you. I believe you're based at Sadia Beach Golf Club, which obviously is a world-class facility as well. You work with a coach in Dubai every Friday. So could you elaborate on that and also your physical training, what a normal week looks like for you?
So on a Monday, I have a gym coach that comes to our house, and I do an hour to an hour and 15 minutes of gym training, working on the specific golf muscles.
So which ones are they?
The core,
Okay.
the glutes, a lot of rotations, explosivity, so a lot of like plyometrics.
Okay.
So box jumps, long jumps, trying to be as explosive as I can. That'll help with power. And also doing a lot of workouts to help with longevity to reduce injury. That's also a very important thing. Obviously, I am only 12, but it's very important that I'm able to rely that my body can perform when it has to, and under the correct moments. So also doing the right exercises helps my body prepare for my tournaments. And then I train my golf 6 days a week. So I do about 2.5 hours a day. So on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'll do 2.5 hours of practice at Sadia Beach Golf Club on my own, each day coming with a specific target. I like to organize my practice days. One day I'll do chipping, one day I'll do putting, one day I'll hit balls in the range. Sometimes it's a mix. And then on the Friday, I go see my coach at Trump International Golf Club, and we do 2 hours to 2.5 hours of a lot of performance-based training, trying to simulate on-course scenarios, trying to change the shot as much as we can. And obviously, if I'm struggling with my technique, we'll work with that. But our main focus is trying to simulate on-course situations.
Okay.
Basically, what we will do is my coach will throw a golf ball in a random position, and he will pick a flag. And we would always have to play towards something. Like if I miss, there's gonna be like not necessarily a forfeit, but something that I don't necessarily want to do. So they'll be like, get this within 5 feet. If you don't, you have to do 10 push-ups.
Okay.
And then we'd go, if I make it, or if I get it within 3 feet, he'd have to do 10 push-ups. We always try and play towards something, because you are playing toward, when you're competing, you're playing towards something as well, and you want to feel a bit of that, not necessarily pressure, a bit of pressure, and you want to feel a bit of,
game scenario.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you're kind
amazing.
of, yeah.
Yeah. if you consider the fact that we're in an IB school and ATL skills and learner profile traits are at the forefront, what skills or traits do you think you develop in golf that sort of transfer to school life and also the other way around?
I think it helps me develop a bit of risk taker
Okay.
because there's some shots where there can be a tuck pin to an island green, and you don't necessarily want to go for it, but it's good to take risks in golf because
Okay.
you know yes, they can go wrong, but it's always the way I think of it is, what if it does go right? Because thinking it something will go wrong, that's already 50% of, you know, I'm not gonna hit a good shot. So I think it helps me develop a bit of risk taker, hitting shots that out of my comfort zone, going for pins I don't necessarily want to be going for,
Okay.
hitting shots I don't feel comfortable doing.
Okay. What about self-management?
Yes, self-management. Obviously golf is a very mental sport. Um, I need to be able to manage my emotions over the course of 18 holes. Obviously, it's 4.5 hours. It's tiring.
Do you pull a trolley or do you carry your bag?
In France, I pull a trolley.
Okay.
When I play in Europe, I pull a trolley, and it's mentally and physically exhausting. But also, when you hit bad shots, you need to be able to stay focused and try not getting upset. That's something I work on a lot with my father. Actually,
Okay.
me and my dad, we work a lot on my mental game.
So can you teach us something, please? How do you not get angry when you've missed a short putt and you've played so well before that?
So the most basic thing that me and my dad do is, it's in the past, right? There's nothing we can do. So getting upset isn't going to help my performance. So why get upset? It's in the
So
past, and
simple, isn't it?
it's in the past. Just let it be in the
Okay.
past and move on. And I remember I was playing with a tour pro. His name is Alexander Levy,
I know.
and
Yeah.
I asked him about his mental game, and he says after a bad shot, he always tries to tell himself that the next shot is going to be the best shot of his life. Like, he can slice a golf ball into the bunker, and he's short-sighted, uh, and he doesn't really have a sort of line at the flag, but he says that his next shot is always going to be his best shot, because it's not about your bad shots, it's about how you recover from them. And that's the important part of golf. It's how you make up with your mistakes and how you deal with them.
Yeah, don't compound the mistake by trying to be too fancy, and then
Yeah.
so it's all about balance and weighing up the risk. So risk taker, but sensibly, yes. Okay, so we already spoke a little bit about mindset. Golf, I mean, I know firsthand how mental it is. And when I was younger, I certainly wasn't like you. My clubs spent more time flying than they did in the back. But what sort of mental coaching have you received? And yeah, how strong do you think you are mentally?
So, compared to other players in France that I play against, I seem that I'm able to stay focused in my round a lot more. I'm able to reset very fast, but I'm always, I also time to time I do have a bit of meltdowns, and I always practice to avoid those. I'm always trying to avoid them because you know
But sometimes a release is healthy, isn't it?
sometimes it releases it, but as well it also gives like a sort of negative energy to your body. Trying to, obviously, I listen with my dad a lot of podcasts
Okay.
that talk about mental training, mental fortitude, and I have to say, I think my mental training is something that I think I have improved a lot. I think 6 months ago, I had a lot of struggles with my mental game. I was getting upset quite a lot.
Emile, you're 12. Remember that. Okay. You're
But
allowed to.
I was getting upset a lot, and I felt like I was letting bad shots get to me too much.
Okay.
And I felt that's where I was not necessarily losing strokes, but I was losing an edge to my competitors because
Okay.
they obviously have meltdowns too. And me trying to gain an edge on them is me not having a meltdown, so I can get any sort of percent better than they are.
So we'll go reasonably quickly. What's your favorite club in the bag?
7 wood.
7 wood.
Yes.
I never thought you'd come up with that.
Such a good club.
Okay, why?
I just feel like I can spin it so easily. So if it's an awkward yard, like not an awkward yardage, if it's a long approach into the green, and it's a tucked flag. I'm able to spin it very easily, which isn't very easy with other woods.
Wow.
I'm able to shape the ball very easily, hit draws, hit fades, hit low ones, high ones,
Goodness.
and I have so much trust in that club. Like,
Oh, that's nice. That's
I
nice to
yes,
have trust in a club. Do you have more trust in your driver or your putter?
driver.
Okay, well, that's good. Actually, I'll digress for a moment. So, in terms of driving the ball, what sort of distance can you reach at
So
the moment?
I'm carrying the ball around 180 to 185 yards, and it rolls out between 200 to 210 yards.
Depending on where you are.
Yes.
Can you outdrive your dad yet? Not quite. No.
We're driving around the same distance.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, do you agree, Dad? We'll see. So, what's harder, the mental side or the technical side of golf?
Mental, 100%.
Okay.
Because a lot of people I play against, they all have good techniques. They all know how to hit a golf ball well, but it's between the ears that separates the best from the average.
100%. Favorite course you've played?
Kings Barnes Golf Links in
Oh, I'm
Scotland.
so jealous. uh, what about favorite course that you haven't played yet?
In the world, if I could play one, Cypress Point in America.
Whereabouts is that?
I think it's very close to Pebble Beach.
Okay, I've been to Pebble Beach. I haven't played it, unfortunately. But, okay.
It's Cypress Point is just there's not a single blade of grass that's
Is it a links
badly
or?
laid. It's so it starts off in a forest and then toward the end it stretches out toward the water.
Wow.
So
Yeah, par 3 or par 5? What's your favorite?
it really depends, to be fair, because there's some long par threes where I'd choose par five, but there's short par threes, and I'd choose par five. I think I find it easier to make birdies.
Okay. Actually, what tees do you play off at the moment?
So I alternate between two tees. So at Sadia, at my home course, they're the white and the blue tees. So the white tees play off about 5,800 yards, and the blue tees play off of around 6,400, 6,500 yards. So that's basically off like the men's tees. So
So in a competition, do you prefer leading or do you prefer chasing the leader?
leading.
Nice. Practicing, you mentioned that you practiced alone a lot, but do you prefer practicing alone or with others?
I prefer practicing alone. I find I'm able to focus a lot easier, and I tend to get very talkative. So I feel like I would lose my focus.
Okay. Do you listen to music while you practice?
Yes, I do.
Nice. So if a younger student was listening and is starting to think that golf might be something they'd like to take seriously, what advice would you give them? When I say younger, they aren't. You can't be much younger, but you are very
Younger, as in like 8,
yeah.
7,
I guess
8.
so. Then I can't imagine too many 7 or 8-year-olds know what they want to do with life.
I think it's just stick. The last because golf can be the hardest. It's one of the hardest sports to master. It's one of the hardest sports to get started with. When you play it for the first time, you're gonna miss the ball a couple of times. You're gonna top it, shank it. You're gonna spray it all over the place. I think number one thing is just to not, give up on the game, because even some of the pros that play now, they're still trying to master the game. They still miss it a lot, and it's easy to say that golf is an easy sport. Just hit a ball with a stick, put it close to the hole, but it's really not.
The only people that say that are people that have never played golf.
Exactly. Even pros, they struggle. Everybody in the world struggles. So it's a completely normal thing to just play really badly, and it's part of the game. And if anything, you probably learn more from hitting bad shots, playing bad rounds. You learn a lot about yourself.
I'm sure. I mean, I know. Yes. So before we finish off, you have you mentioned Alexander Levy. What other pros have you had some interactions with?
So yeah, there's him, and then I've also played with two other French tour pros named Oyan Guillamundegui and Felix Maury. We all played as a four ball with.
Where and how? Why?
So I know Alex quite well.
Okay.
When he was on Challenge Tour, I did a clinic with him.
Okay.
And then from that day, we just kind of kept in touch. And then one day he was coming down to practice at Sadia, and he goes, we're a threesome, we're looking for a fourth. Would you like to come? And I go, yeah, of course. So
silly question. Okay. And you've had photos with Rory, I believe.
Yeah. So the best golfer I've ever had a picture with is Rory McIlroy. I met him 3 times, I think. I just met him last week, actually, for my third time
Where?
at the Dubai Desert Classic.
How did you meet him though?
So he was doing his warm up, and then he was transitioning from the driving range to the putting green, and I was able to catch him while he was walking, and I just asked him for a quick photo. We were able to. So I think this was 2 years ago. In the Dubai Invitational, we were able to find out what hotel he was staying in. Stood in the lobby,
Okay.
waiting for him to come, and then he walks in, no security, no bodyguard, and then I go up and I say, and I we took a picture in the morning, and he signed my flag, and I just said thank you, and I honestly I didn't know what to say because it was actually happening. I mean, I butchered every single line I wanted to say. I probably stuttered like 20 times.
So imagine in 20 years or 15 years time, you'll have the same people having that
I hope so.
reaction to you. I mean, who knows? So yeah, thanks so much for sharing your journey. It's great to hear how balanced you are behind the scenes as well. And well done to your parents and coaches for being so supportive. I'm sure there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So sounds like you have a wonderfully supportive team there. And thank you so much for watching, and look out for the next episode.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
Emile.
much.